the live stream is on. So Mihai, please share the motion. Okay, I would like to say to you that was a draw. The procedure right now is the General Assembly. We'll have time to do more questions, and then we will repeat the internal discussion and again the voting procedure. Okay, thank you. The recording it's on. So, okay, thank you, Zafer. So with this, I will ask Mihai Ionita to put on the first slide as well. And we are now, I open the floor for more questions to Maeva and Carolina, and I will ask them to join me with the camera. DPSA, I will just wait for Maeva, and then I will give you the word. Oh, okay, Maeva. Maeva. Thank you. So now DPSA.
Hi, Reese, BPSA UK OD. I just want to ask both candidates how they feel their experience has prepared them to be successful in the role.
I will start now first with Maeva and then Carolina. So, Maeva?
Okay, hello, thank you for your question. I will say that having having been in the internal affairs department previously gave me a good insight on the work and how to deal with, how to manage the department, but also how the VPIA should or could perform. Being an LS, this mandate gave me the members' point of view, trying to see and anticipate like how the members will be would act and how they will try to work on promoting EPSA to their members and how to bring it closer. And also, as first vice president of ANEP this mandate, I also got a great experience in being vice president, meaning managing a whole board of 23 people, but also supporting the president both internally and externally. And yes, I think that will be it mainly. Thank you for the question.
Thank you. Carolina?
Carolina, PPSA Poland. For the last year, I have been the LS for PPSA Poland. And as my position, I had to deal with 11 vice presidents of internal affairs for local associations. And throughout the whole year, I have closely watched the whole EPSA and how it worked. I have hosted the third team meeting with the help of PPSA Warsaw that allowed me to get the insights of how the whole team works and how they collaborate together. I also traveled to some other associations to see how they see EPSA and how they are represented in there and how they feel. And I have had meetings with Bernardo about his position, and I also reached out to many of the execs of current team and some of the team members to get their feedback and insight. And I also was reading the reports by VPIAs for 4 years back. And I also contacted some alumni regarding this position. Yes, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to remember everyone that the question needs to be addressed for both candidates. And now I will take Apeth.
Inês, up at Portugal, thank you both for your application. Can you please tell me what you think it should be the 5 top priorities of your mandate on the first 3 months as VPIA if you get elected? Thank you.
First Carolina and then Maeva.
Carolina, PPSA Bond. So as I stated in the answers to the questions, my priority would be to reach the inactive members and increase the activity overall of members in EPSA. And I believe that my experience of raising the activity of PPSA in EPSA has helped me to deal with this issue and this goal I have set for myself. Thank you.
Maeva.
Maeva and France, thank you for your question. My five top priority for the upcoming 3 months will be to follow up on the handover and make sure, if I'm elected, and make sure that the upcoming team is on the way of having all what they need to be able to work during the next mandate. It will be also to assess the strategy and plans for the next mandate together with the current executive. It will be also to follow up on the members on whatever they will need regarding the impact that the COVID situation might have on them, and more generally help in finding solution or anticipating whatever impact the COVID situation will have on the whole EPSA organization structure and everything. Thank you.
Thank you. I now, as I said during the GA preparation meeting, we will always prioritize the members to have questions. So with that, I will first go through the speaking orders, and then if we still have time, and if the GA wants to, I will go to the question that Nate shared with us from alumni. So first, I have KNPSV.
Elina, KNPSV the Netherlands. What will be your plans in regarding to leading the department, and how will you handle the responsibility of a vice president within the executive?
First, Maeva, then Carla.
Maeva and France. In regards to leading the department from the beginning, I would really like to discuss with the department member how they envision their mandate, what are their plans, how I can help them. I would like to go through their POA, but also to go over all the development that have been on their position, to see what we can do, how they can evolve and really be impactful. I will, and I think that will be it in regards to the management of the department. And in regards to the position of vice president in the executive, I will liaise firstly with the president in order to see what is his vision and how he wants us to manage the team. And then inside the executive, I will make sure to provide to give my inputs and opinions to move the discussion forward, help finding solutions for all the expected or unexpected circumstances that can come up. And yes, but I do believe that during the handover period there will be to set the background of the whole collaboration and work during the mandate, so I'm sure that I'm meeting their expectation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Now Carolina.
Okay, thank you, Carolina, PPSA Bond. Regarding the department, I will firstly gather all the coordinators together and will make a plan how to work together for the whole mandate. Then I will personally help them with all their key performance indicators and create a feasible plan that they can follow and that I can check them up on. I will always be there as a helping hand to provide them with any needed information or support. I will also personally find time for them. So for the event coordinator, I'll make sure that they will be able to help our members do the events in this after COVID world. With the chairpersons, I'll make sure that they feel comfortable in the team and that their opinion are heard and they feel comfortable to share them. And with the alumni, I'll make sure that they follow up with alumni and with the alumni advisory board. And regarding the executives, I'll be there for most, even not all IAMs, and I'll be there providing my statements and all the information that they'll need from me, from my department. I will be there deciding on financial matters with them. I will help the president with managing the team. Either it's logistical and more personal. And yes, I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I have Shasasafada.
Moita Shasasafada, Slovenia. Thank you for your applications. My question is there anything specific that you would like to improve, change as the YPIA?
I will start with Carolina, and then it will be Maya.
Yes, Carolina, to be second. As I stated, my goal would be to increase the activeness of the members. But regarding other matters, I would like to focus on the number and the quality of projects that EPSA has and the overwork of the coordinators, as I believe that was the major problem this year, and I would like the executive to focus on that during the next meeting.
Thank you. I now have Sarah.
Sarah, HL.
Sorry, Maeva.
Thank you, Duarte, and thank you, Moita, for your question. I will say that in the next mandate, what I would not change but really improve and try to implement stuff to develop the position so it's beneficial. It will be first increasing the communication between the members, between the LSs first and the team, so we are more aware of the work. So that will be by helping with ensuring the outcomes of by ensuring the delivery of minutes and make sure that the LSs are aware of what is going on, having more connection and more communication between the team members and between them. That will be done mainly as well through the body projects. I will also like to have more hangouts for them to bond and be able to communicate better. Then overall, in order to also increase the reach with the members that our LSs represent, I think it will be important for us to engage actively with each LSs and make sure that they understand what they have to do, that we help them if they need to increase that reach and so on. But I also think that it will be really important for the members to grow as well by sharing their their knowledge and also their experience, because together we can all move it forward. That is why I was proposing, for example, to better structure the concept of sharing good practices email and some concrete outcomes come. For example, he knows that he can have access to whatever was discussed. It can help him in his work, and if needed, he can always ask for more information. Thank you.
Thank you. And now I have Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah Turgal, HLM. As you know, this year arose, and yesterday on the GA was visible, some complicated situations with RCs. How will you ensure your neutrality when and equality in dealing with all the members, when dealing especially with the members that have RCs and are either from your countries or very close? Thank you.
Maeva?
Maeva and thank you for your question. In regards to those complicated situations, and in order to, for me, I think it will be important to not to put myself in everyone's shoes, to understand their point of view, and then make sure that that the communication is good, because if it is not, we will have lacks, and with those lacks, we have escalation of problems. And I will, once I have all the information, I will try to set objective and concrete solutions, taking a step back in being either executive members or coming from that association, because I believe we should keep in mind the goal, which will be a successful event, but also EPSA to be aligned with everything and to grow. So we should be really objective and take a step back and really have all the information, and also consult with PC, who is also neutral and have a good overview and will be able to counsel us in the right way. So it cannot be only on my own, and I will follow what will be advised. Thank you.
Thank you. Carolina?
Carolina, PPC Bond. I have to agree with Maeva. I would do basically the same. So I would first have personal meetings with all the parties involved to find out what, from their perspective, is the problem and what would they like to achieve from a consensus that we could reach. And then we could have a meeting together to discuss all of that. And if that wouldn't help, I would ask for the help of PC. I would also like to consult with alumni and past PC and VPAAs and event coordinators, because maybe they have faced the same situation and they have a solution that we are not aware of, and they could help us, and reaching out for help to them would be very beneficial. And we together would create a plan how to step by step overcome the problem of communication, and how could we improve the our goal, which is, as Maeva said, a successful event. Thank you.
Thank you. I will now proceed to the next question from APEC.
Inês APEC Portugal. How do you think being an LS can help you being a VPIA, since, as you are aware, it's a pretty different position as you would be the Vice President of EPSA and the team? Thank you.
Carolina?
Carolina, PPSA Poland. So as VPIA is the person managing the LSs, the knowledge what they have to do and what tasks are there entailed would be very beneficial to understand how much workload they have and what problems they may be facing. Also, as LS, you have the overview of the whole team, so you know what is asked from you from the team members, so you know what their job is. You also have all the reports of the team that you can read, so that's a very inside information. Also, the ability to talk to the past VPAs and to current VPA is very beneficial. And also, me as a LS, I was managing the local vice president of internal affairs, so the leadership skills and group managing skills I have acquired because of being LS. And also, I have been the representative of BPSA during other associations events, so that prepared me to be accurate in presenting myself and my association and discussing it and showing what we stand for and how we can collaborate with different associations. Thank you.
Thank you. Maeva?
Maeva, Annette France. I think it's really, I think the advantage, the chance that we have of being LS before applying for that position is that we know, as Carolina mentioned already, VPI is the one managing the LSs. But as we are LSs now, we know how we work, we know how we perceive the team, we know about the workload, we know how our members think and how they react. Therefore, as VPIA, we will be able to have that in mind as well before when managing them and really helping with the communication. In that purpose, I had that experience, this mandate as Vice President of International Affairs, as I was responsible of our 24 local international representative, and it was a bit similar to what was happening in EPSA because not all of them can be active. So for to improve that, what happened is at some point I created a small survey, anonymous one, where I tried to gather their inputs in in what they think of our work, if they really understand our work, if they need more help on that, and how we can together work and collaborate. And I think that will be important as VPIA to have all of this in mind and really bridge the different communication or different gaps that we might have. Also involving more the LSs in making sure that they really express themselves and that they try to engage with the association because they can see its importance or the benefit of whatever we're doing. Thank you.
Thank you. I will now take the question from the alumni and then I will continue with Eva, SSFP, and IPSA. First, so I am considering the fact that we might have a global pandemic continue for the whole mandate of the team 2020-2021. How are you planning to keep the morale of the team, LSs and the RC members, high during this period? And then first it's Maeva.
Thank you for the question. I understand and I fully have in mind how challenging this situation will be for the upcoming mandates because already in EPSA we are from a lot of places in Europe and we meet only a few times during events or during team meetings. However, due to this situation, we might spend a lot of these mandates online eventually or unfortunately. However, I don't see it as, I don't think this should stop us because from what we've seen in the last period of this mandate, with all what happened, the current team managed to bounce back and find alternatives. We now have this GA online. We found a way to adapt our project for them to be online and still reach our students. So in regards to the members, I think we will work on really trying to make still make all these projects and activities available for them online, so they don't lose the EPSA spirit and we don't have a gap with them. For instance, if really we cannot have Autumn Assembly live, we should investigate and try to set something online with some social hangout or social program, but also educational programs, so they still are involved. I also believe that even the members are evolving and adapting to this situation. So I hope at least that they will also follow us in this challenge. In regards to the LSs and the team, I think we will have to increase the communication. So in regards to the Hangouts or the different online meetings and such things, to have more regular communication, check on them as much as possible. I think that will be creative, and that will not be only on me, and this will have to be brainstormed also together with the LSs, because I also think that they might face the same challenge on local level. So it will be a share of practice to know how they're doing, how we can maybe assist, and also how they see that we can do it with EPSA, so we keep the bridge between all of them, team, LSs, RCs, and members. Thank you.
Carolina?
Okay, Carolina, PPSA Poland. Thank you for your question. So regarding the keeping the morale for the team, I would start at the very beginning of the mandate and make sure everyone feels like a part of the team, that department hangouts are conducted and everyone is introduced to themselves as much as possible. So through camera, so they can see how they look like and they can hear their voice. Then later on have a general meeting to come up with the plan how the team sees the upcoming mandate in this COVID situation, and listen to their feedback and their ideas, and then together with the executive create a plan of actions. So from my ideas, it would be increasing the hangouts that we have. Either it would be some online games, so creating smaller groups so they have a opportunity to talk to each other, or even having watching inspiring YouTube videos together. Regarding the LSs, for sure, it would have to be starting with personal meetings with the LSs, and if possible, to continue the meeting as Bernardo started with their boards, stating that we are always here for them and we are here to help with anything that they're facing, that present them what we have done in this pandemic, help them create online activities if they have not tried that, or help them with the current ones. Invite them to all of the activities that we are having online. And regarding IRC, I would present them with all the options that we have. So either postponing the event, having it online, or helping with the cancellations, and being there every step of the way and helping them with any decision they have to make. And I also believe that as we all are in this horrible global pandemic world, we all understand how difficult it is and how much we have to improve and how much more and different we have to work. So I believe all of us would have the motivation and would be there for each other. Thank you.
Thank you. I now have Eva, HLM.
Thank you, Eva, HLM. So, as was mentioned before, EPSA is a big association full of different cultures, and the decisions are reached democratically. And you guys will be part of the executive, which between GAs makes most of the decisions on how to lead IPSA. But at the same time, you will also be the contact person for LSs, alumni, and RCs. The fact that the decisions are democratic will mean that sometimes you will be overvoted, if you know what I mean. So that the way you look at the topic will not be the ultimate decision of the executive. How will you make sure that you support the decision of the executive and adequately present it to the members, even though your personal opinion was different?
Thank you, Eva. Carolina?
Carolina, thank you for your question. I believe that we as LSS kind of have already experience in that, as some motions in GA are passed, even though we might disagree in them. And I think gathering the motivation from all of the executives and then preparing a plan of action or a very concrete ideas and resolutions, and that would be helpful. So I would be able to present the outcomes to the members, as it was stated from the executive. Thank you.
Thank you. Maeva?
Thank you for the question. I would say that in that case, the executive and the team take a decision as a whole group. So it's important to follow it because it's the face of the team. In order to even if it wasn't my opinion or if the democracy won, I will still acknowledge it because it's something that is common and we don't always have what we want and so on. But I will also make an effort to understand like why things should have been done or things are done in a way. So I also go with that. But I think it will also be beneficial to discuss with alumni or previous position holder, so they can also give me feedback and share their experience with me, so I can also understand how to deal with such situation. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I have SSFB.
Yes, Ioana, SSFB Romania. As you are probably aware of the situation of some associate members ending their membership due to double representation, do you have any plans or ideas on how to still maintain them close to EPSA?
Maeva?
Maeva, Annette France, thank you for the question. I do believe that even though these associations are no longer like ordinary member with voting rights with ordinary members who like having. I think in order to tackle, PIA is in charge of managing the members, all of the members, regardless of those who are associates or not. So I think the LS meetings that has been started by Bernardo this meeting will apply to all of them, even the LSs from those associations. Also, in order to keep the motivation and the engagement from their side, it will be important to reach out to them, also meet with their boards to understand how they cope with the new situation, check up on what will be their challenges and why they think they might have a lack of involvement, and see how to engage them more, and really try not to make for them to see no big, let's say, difference between them and the others, because in the end they are all members for which we are working So not regular, meeting with them, being available, communicating, and also assessing what will be the challenges that they will face to make sure that we help them in covering it. Thank you.
Carolina?
Carolina, so if the association was represented by their national association, then I would have a meeting with both of them and kind of come up with a plan how they will be represented, both, and both parties will be happy with the outcomes. I will make sure that they know the motivation behind all of this, and also, like Maeva stated, having a personal meetings with their boards and the people who are interested in anything and being always available, and also making sure that they are aware of everything that is going on and that their activeness doesn't have to decrease and they are still welcome and encouraged to participate in everything, and make sure that they know that their voice is heard and listened to and acknowledged, even though they might not be seen as before. So making sure that the process of change will be as smooth as possible and they'll feel no difference after everything is done. And they will be always welcome to contact me and I'll always be there for them. Thank you.
Thank you, Carolina. Now I have IPSA.
Jess, IPSA Ireland. I'm going to keep my question short and sweet. So both of you mentioned that you understand how crucial it is to collaborate efficiently with the president as VPIA. So what do you think your best personal quality would be to be able to carry out this function efficiently? Thank you.
Carolina?
Carolina, PPSA phone. Thank you for your question. So I believe I'm a very open and friendly person, and I've noticed that people easily approach me with their ideas and problems because I am an active listener and I understand when sometimes someone has to vent and when someone comes to me with a problem and is seeking a solution. I also am a very action-oriented person, so if they'll come up to me with a problem that needs to be solved, I'll be there to create a plan, to act, and to resolve it as most efficiently and effective as possible. And also me being open about my problems and what I need from them will also create a very safe and open environment so they feel comfortable to coming to me and knowing that I'm always there to help them. Thank you.
Thank you. Maeva?
Thank you for the question. I believe the trait of my personality that will help in assisting the president will first be the fact that I'm an open person. I'm quite positive and also always trying to motivate people around me. But in general, I think I have good communication skills, but also good conflict management skills. I know how to be an active listener, put myself in the shoes of the others, understand their point of view, and then provide them with the most valuable feedback that I can have. I am. What will help? I will always try to cheer them up and try to motivate them. Pay attention to their emotion and their feelings, and make sure that they are well, like they're living the situation well and they're not frustrated, so that they can be he can be motivated to work besides. Thank you.
Thank you. I have CIS-PSA.
Apollonas is a PSA Czech Republic. Having other responsibilities for your mandate and to remain objectiveness, are you planning to hold on some position in your association/RC when elected?
Okay, Maeva. Clarification, Maeva.
Maeva and France, I'm sorry, I just want to make sure that I heard properly. You're asking, would like the whole workload handover and so on, how I will make sure to cope with this while still being at the end of my mandate in the local in the national association now. I'm sorry, I could not hear well. So.
CIS-PSA.
Apollonas is a PSA Czech Republic. Yes, exactly. For remaining objectiveness, to be out of a conflict, or maybe if you would be in a conflict of interest in your when holding both positions or more positions, not just VPIA.
Okay, Maeva.
Okay, thank you for the question. In regards to my position in ANEP, my mandate is ending in at the end of June. However, I've already started my handover period with my successor. So in case if I get elected, I will take a step back in this work, but without to avoid losing the engagement of ANEP in EPSA during this remaining period. I will delegate and rely on and on the other department, the other members of our international department in ANEP. So I will not have a conflict of interest because I will let them more handle it. So I don't interfere with what is going on in EPSA. And also in regard, I think if I heard correctly, I heard about RC, and regarding that, I will not be anymore involved in any reception committee work because I need to be like neutral and have an objective point of view. So I don't believe this will be a problem in the last remaining month because it will be over soon. Thank you.
Carolina.
Carolina, PPC Bond. So I will be holding the position of LS until the end of the handover period in EPSA, and I will prepare the next LS for their position. So that is the only overlap that may happen, but as this is an handover period, I don't believe we will have any problems, and I will be learning from the current VPA, and the new LS will be learning from me. So it will be very easy collaboration, I believe, and there will be no overlapping of any sort. Thank you.
Thank you. I have a question now from the alumni. I will read from Haluka. Seeing that a large part of the executive is missing, how will you act in the handover period to help give for direction for departments who lack a VP? I will start with Carolina.
Carolina, PPSA Bond. So for sure, I will make sure that all the coordinators were integrated and they feel like a part of the team. I will ask as the part of their department. I'm sorry, but also as the team. I will ask for help from the past mandates and for the past VPs, for them to help the coordinators prepare and make sure they all are collaborating well. Also, as we don't have the president, I will make sure that everyone is taken care of and everyone has a very successful handover period, and that the old coordinators are in contact with the new ones, and that there are no problems. And I will also seek help from the alumni and past teams, how they have approached this matter and what tips and tricks they have for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Maeva.
Thank you for the question. I think I also mentioned it in partly in my answer. And if I get elected during the handover period and until the new president is elected, I shall be responsible of gathering all the team members, even the one all the team members, and follow up closely on each one of them and following up that their handover period is going smoothly, even though they don't have a VP yet. I will make sure that they can. I will act like a temporary VP for them in the way that I will try to help them, guide them, give them feedback on what they're planning to do. I will also liaise a lot with the current executive, the PIA president, and also the current VPs to know how to deal with the handover period with them, how to accompany the new coordinators until they have a VP elected. On that purpose, I know that this is a situation that occurred before, so I liaised actually with the previous VPIA that experienced it to have some feedback on how to deal with this situation eventually, and I think it will be beneficial to contact them again, the previous position holders and alumni, in order to get their advices on how to make sure I'm managing the team properly until the VPs or the president get elected. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I'm not having any new points on this. I have a 9.3 proposed. It was seconded. I have a 9.3 proposed by UPSA International and seconded by CSSFD. I open the floor for discussion on the 9.3. I don't have anyone typing, so I close the floor for discussion, and we will now proceed to the vote on the 9.3. This vote, if it is approved, Maeva and Carolina will go back to the other room, and we will have the internal discussion. If it is not approved, we will continue with the questions. So I will draw the line, and okay, it will be just after the line, so please don't vote now. Okay, and now you can vote. Okay, I will repeat this procedure. Please, people, I will close this one and I will repeat. We are voting on the vote on the 9.3. Don't just one or the voting, please. So I will draw another line and you can vote on the 9.3 to close the floor for discussions. I have 22 votes for. The motion was carried unanimously. So I will now do the same procedure. I will ask Anya to